Thank you for tuning into our podcast. We are coming to you from Chicopee, Massachusetts. I am your host, Carrie, and joining me is Holyoke's very own local historian and creator of the historical tours of Greater Holyoke, Robert Camus. He offers both public and private tours, as well as presentations of the local canal systems, reservoirs, cemeteries, and churches, as well as various parks and streets in Holyoke, South Hadley, and Chicopee, Mass. Now you actually lead these tours and give these presentations yourself, is that correct?
Yes, and I like trail tours.
And so today he will be educating us on the Trompke conservation area. So what is the trail system like in the Trompke conservation area?
All right. Now, in the South Hadley part, it officially doesn't have any trails, and that's because the neighborhood didn't want them adjacent to their property. But if you go in there from Maryline Drive, you can actually walk in to the, like, for instance, Stony Brook itself. And you can walk upwards towards the north a bit. So it does have trails, it's just not officially done. And if you cross Route 202 and go to the other Granby side of the Trompke land, there are trails there, so you can get on the trail system there and walk around. So there are trails around this place, and sure, it deserves more. Officially, a conservation land's not supposed to add trails in, but they do if there's none there at all. So it never got built here because of a few complaints. Now, this land itself was donated by the Trompke family. Along the way, they were very agreeable. When he was alive, he gave them some land. When he died, his widow gave him some land by donation. And we'll cover that. And then also we'll cover what should be done with these lands.
So what is the major reason this Edward Trompke conservation land exists?
The Trompke conservation land exists because he was in charge of the South Hadley conservation areas a long time ago. And he wanted to donate, and he did. He gave it very willingly. Now, when he died in 1998, his widow decided she was going to get some more, and it get larger. And he also donated adjacent land that was in Granby to the same equivalent, the Granby Conservation Area. And so all this land was by donation. And if you see it, the reason why is because since it's along the Stony Brook, in fact, it's the beginning of the Stony Brook, you cannot build on this land. And so that's why it was always held as land separate from all the neighborhood around it. It's totally surrounded by houses, except in one little spot to get in. And in the Granby side, there's no houses. So you have quite a different feel on both sides. And hopefully the land will keep this way because you cannot build next to brooks like this. And I'm going to quote later on why you can get better.
So quickly before we continue with the rest of the interview, just to fill our listeners in, if you want to find out more information or sign up for any of his various tours, you can check out his website at holyokecanaltour.org. And there he has both videos of the various stops along each tour and also past and present photos of the historical sites throughout as well. And if you're interested in setting up a private tour, you can email him directly at bobcat4214 and they are perfect for fun and educational outdoor activities for the whole family or for your group parties, especially those special occasions and get-togethers. They are also good just for getting outdoors for the day. So getting back to our interview, give us some of the formal details about the Trompke conservation land.
Okay, some of the details is 11 acres and a little bit over that. And you can access them mostly from Maryline Drive. Maryline Drive has a section that's in South Hadley and another section that's in Granby. And you can get in from Maryline Drive, and you can actually walk down to the brook and see how it is. The official start of the brook, Stony Brook, is in Granby, so right across 202, and it has a lot of feeding streams coming into it. It's a very flat area there. And then once it crosses the road, it starts to pick up steam. Looks like a true brook now. And it of course goes through most of South Hadley. It goes north and then it goes west and feeds right into the Connecticut River. It passes by Mount Holyoke College at many points, and there it's dammed up a few times. It's heavily dammed because it used to be used by mills along the way. So here you're going to see the beginning, the weaker point, the points that weren't dammed because it wasn't strong yet, it wasn't neither high volume nor high speed. And so at least you get to see what it started off like. And if you go in there, of course, you have lots of nature to look at. You constantly hear birds in this section because it's so well forested. The birds love it. It's very long and narrow, and I suggest if you want to walk it, just go in there in October, November, when you don't really need a trail, and just walk around. At portions of it, the Stony Brook right here does get a little bit wide and quick towards the upper part of this Trompke conservation area. But in the beginning, near the Maryland Drive, it's not as quick.
And what can be done to improve this conservation land?
All right, make a trail system, make signs to tell you where to go and what nature life is around, what tree life is around. Make it much easier for people to visit because it's a special place. To see a start of a stream that's very important to the history of South Hadley is a very important thing for most people. And most people don't know where to go unless you're an adventurous type and just go walking in yourself. So that would be a great improvement. And keep trying to build on it, maybe build up a relationship with Granby such that the Granby portion is very accessible too from the South Hadley side. And you can cross between the two constantly. But otherwise, I hope you go investigate around this area, and thanks for listening.
And thank you everyone for educating us on your tours, and we want to thank our listeners for tuning in. You can also tune into a large selection of our other podcasts and much more at his website. Again, that's holyokecanaltour.org. And again, you can email him directly for private tours or to inquire about anything else at bobcat4214, capital B, at yahoo.com. And be sure to keep an eye out for his upcoming 2024 season tours and more as they become available.